I sure do enjoy listening to those old Van Halen records. You know, it's like he really got me. Aloha, Suckamaniacs, and welcome to another installment of Weekend Wankshop, here with your old pal, Uncle Ben, aka the Jesus of Ibanez. You know, I've been listening to a lot of those early Van Halen records lately, and I gotta tell you, that stuff still stands up as some of the absolute most badass guitar playing that's ever been recorded. Eddie played on those records like his dick was dragging the ground, you know? And he did a lot of those legendary solos all in one take, without the aid of punching in single notes or recording at half speed or recording one note at a time, or all those other tricks that are all too common in the studio today for a lot of our guitar heroes. This week's lick is from their cover of the classic Kinks song, You Really Got Me, which appeared on their first record, Van Halen 1. And it kind of encapsulates a little bit of what Eddie is all about. It's got some kind of rock and roll, minor pentatonic blues licks in A, the key of Van Halen, as well as some tapping and some effects to use, because he's got a little phaser going on, which I left off for these videos just for the sake of clarity. So learn to look like this, you get a little bit of everything that Eddie does. So first things first, before we get into it, let's hear that lick again at step van speed. And by meow, you kids know the drill. You can find a full tab on my Instagram page. Search for Ben Eller Guitars on there and you'll find it. Learn this lick, make a video of you playing it, and upload it with the hashtag Weekend Wankshop. That way Uncle Ben can check it out and swell with pride. So before you start with this lick, kids, put your guitar's pickup selector to the bridge pickup position and crank up your amp to NASA Space Shuttle launch volumes, and you'll be ready to go. Alright, so this lick is based on the good old A minor pentatonic scale at first here. So what we're going to do is we're going to bar the top two strings, the E string and the B string, on fret number 5. And you're going to want to notice the position that my pointer finger is in right here. I've got it placed in such a way that the tip of the finger is just touching the G. So in other words, if I pick the G, it's kind of dead like that. That's a really important thing to do here, because you're going to be bending the G to start the lick, and if you're not muting it already, then when it comes down, it's just going to sound itself out like that, which makes you sound like a dope. So you're going to want to kind of go ahead and mute that out a little bit. That way, whenever the G comes back down, it just touches the pointer finger like that. Okay, this lick is going to begin on kind of an upbeat of beat 4. It's important to notice that this doesn't start off right on a downbeat. So in other words, it's kind of like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So notice the bar is what landed on 1, not the bend. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, like a Chuck Berry lick or something. This is coming in ahead of the beat. Anyway, so how you're going to play this is to start off by picking the 7th fret G, and you're going to fret it with the ring finger and use the middle finger to help you push it up a whole step. And then what you're going to do is to strum those top two strings, the E and the B, on fret number 5 there, 2 times in a row. So it goes like this: bend, bar, bar. I just use all downstrokes for that. Do that lick 3 times in a row. Notice whenever I do the double stop, the bar in here, I let go of the bend. You don't want it ringing out like that. You don't want that to happen. You want to let go of it whenever you start doing the bar. And then this 4th one here is a little different. You're going to hit the bend, the double stop, just 1 time. Then we're going to go back to the G string and do this lick. So what this was is I picked the G on fret 7, bent it up a whole step, let it back down, pulled off to 5, went back to 7, and bent it up a whole step. Just like that. So the last part of the lick goes bend, bar, and then this last bit we just learned. So overall we got the Chuck Berry lick 3 times in a row. Then the weird one. It's all pretty downbeat oriented. Once you understand that that first bar is on beat 1, you'll notice most of the other strikes of the strings fall right on the downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. like that. Let's get on into the tapping section next. Good old Eddie Van Halen trademark right here, doing some 3-note arpeggio kind of triplet field tapping. If you suck at tapping, be sure to check out my This Is Why You Suck at Guitar, Your Tapping Sucks instructional video. That'll clue you in on everything you need to start shining like a star. Okay, now coming off of that last lick, he picks one more note before he starts the tapping. He's going to pick this 5th fret on the B string, and then he's going to hammer on fret number 8 on the B string. He does that to give his right hand time to get over here and start the tapping. So in other words, the left hand just kind of goes ahead and starts the lick, and then the right hand jumps in after that. If you want to be totally like Eddie, then get halfway drunk before you play this solo, if you're over 21. And then also hold the pick between your thumb and middle finger. That way you can use your pointer finger for the tapping. Most of the time when you see Eddie play, he's playing like this. That way his pointer finger is free for tapping. I mostly just continue holding it between these two fingers and use my middle finger for the tapping, but your mileage may vary. Okay, so anyway, we're going to pick the 5, hammer on the 8 on the B string, and then go ahead and tap fret number 10. This leads you into your classic eruption style 3-note arpeggio sequence. Triplet feel right here, 3 notes per beat. And what we're going to do is to tap 10, pull off to 5, hammer on to 8. Do that again. 10, 5, 8. So that was back here I pick it, and then jump in. After this, what you're going to do is move the left hand down 1 fret. The right hand, or the picking hand I should say, for your lefties, is going to stay in the same position. So the next arpeggio is going to go 10, 4, 7, 10, 4, 7. Then the left hand's going to move down again. 10, 3, 6, 10, 3, 6. So now we got this. And this very last lick is a little funky. So this is going 10, 3, 6, just like the last position. Pulling off to 3, sliding down to 2. Kind of landing on the 3rd of the A chord. So the lick is... Okay. And then after this, we're going to hammer on the 4th fret on the G string and give it 2 whole step bends. Notice that was not picked. This is the good old classic Eddie Van Halen hammer on from nowhere idea. You've heard this in Hot for Teacher and just about every other Van Halen solo because he does this all the time. I'm simply hammering on the 4th fret on the G string, and I'm going to bend that up a whole step 2 times. And then I'm going to tap fret number 10 on that same string. Now, from memory, I thought that sounded wrong whenever I played that. But I went back and checked it 100 times with the original recording, and there it is. In my memory, I could have sworn he tapped on fret number 9. That sounds a little bit more in, but go and listen to it. It's plain as day. It's right there. So anyway, so we're going to hit that 4th fret G string, bend it up bend it up a whole step 2 times. Tap 10, let go, let your bend down, pull off to 2. So that was 4th fret G, bend up 2 times. Tap 10, let go, pull off. So the whole tapping section is... Play at speed is a little easier to catch. Something like that. Classic. So there you go, kids. A classic lick to add to the old wank bank. I really enjoy this one because it shows you, too, that you don't always have to play totally in key all the time to sound awesome, you know? Those arpeggios are totally out of key. So it sounds kind of like it's going haywire for just a second, and then he lands on a note that's in, like that 3rd of the chord we talked about a second ago, ending on the root note of the chord A. Really cool. That's just a neat tool to add to your solos, you know? Go out for a little while to make it sound like stuff's really falling off the tracks, and then pull it back in with a confident, strong note. Good stuff. Eddie is the man. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like this video. Stay tuned for more soon. Hit me up anytime for some one-on-one Skype lessons too. Drop me an email, benellerguitars@gmail.com, and we'll talk rates and times and availability and all that good stuff. I'm going to learn you real good, Suzanne. You're going to learn all the stuff that you need. Follow my antics on Twitter and Instagram @BenEllerGuitars, and stay tuned for more sick licks next time. Thank you so much for watching, and happy shredding.